one world, one crew.
Oh, man. We're recording now.
We're good. We're going, man.
Boom.
So this episode you said we're gonna take a little bit different. We're not just gonna talk and like bounce off each other. We want to talk about things you can do in the moment to be yourself, to ground yourself, to relax yourself, de-escalate yourself, make yourself less anxious.
We wouldn't call it any different, though.
It-
We're still doing the same thing, talking
Still-
and all
still doing
this.
the same
We'll still,
talking.
we'll still bounce things off of each other. We were having a discussion earlier about wanting to get more facts whenever we start trying to
talk
expand
about
our
issues.
yeah.
Talk
if we're
about
gonna
issues.
if we're
yeah.
gonna expand what we're gonna talk about, we need to be able to back ourselves up. That's all we were talking about.
Yeah.
But today, we're still going to be talking about how you can keep yourself from getting stressed out, because I know a lot of the times whenever we talk about all this stuff, people don't realize that it is one big fucking circle and you have to kind of deal with it all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But it stresses a lot of people out because if you're not used to it, right, it stresses you out just like any new change will. So, like you said, we're going to try to focus and give you a couple things maybe to be able to ground yourself. If you have not heard that term before,
What is grounding yourself? It's being in. I would say similar to being in the moment. I know we talked about that in
that's
the previous
pretty much
episode.
that's a real basic
That's a real
explanation.
basic saying of grounding yourself is understanding that you're a human and you're experiencing life.
Yeah. Be present, be
In the
current, be in your head in that second while you're standing, actually being there, cuz not everybody realizes that you really do throughout the day just kind of blasé over a lot of shit, You're just you wake up, you get on the phone, you just start doing
Gotta
your
go to
morning
work,
routine.
gotta get on the grind.
You get to work, you're not always focused, and that doing is negative in my opinion, just because you're not yourself, you're just
A drone.
you're just
You're
the drone
droning.
part.
You're droning.
Exactly.
You're letting yourself just flow with the day, which is what a lot of people have trouble with. Is they get to work just starts, and I get it. I worked retail. I don't know if you've worked retail.
No, I have
It
not.
is one of the most soul draining things you can ever do.
Boring as fuck.
And retail is like a lot of other jobs, but retail, the reason why I brought it up is because it exaggerates a lot of the issues. Because it's a big building you go into, where it's this whole fucking environment that you just got to do this menial task
Yeah.
that don't really matter.
Yeah.
They don't really matter. You're just a little cog moving a tiny little piece. We in retail, there is some mattering and there is some helping and stuff, but it feels very disassociated from who you are.
Right. If we should say that maybe just like stockers specifically, or registers, like cashiers and stockers and these people that just do the same shit every single second for their day.
And there's a lot of people who do those jobs who feel ungrounded, but there's also a lot of cheery people who do those jobs who can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the difference between that is how long you do that job and what your attitude doing that job is. Because you're not gonna feel satisfied in a job like that, unless you really don't care about money,
Right.
and you just need a little money. This is your little money that's coming in, and you enjoy making people smile and just talking to people.
Right.
If
You truly do enjoy the work.
I knew
that
some
you do.
retired couples who love working.
Yeah, at Walmart.
They just worked at Walmart. They were retired.
We got
couple.
some in our town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they work together, and it's a job that is just to do something fun, and they're doing it. They're talking to people. They're trying to be
Right.
they're trying to be good at it. They're not just doing it for the moment, for the money, not for the
Exactly.
moment. And I think that's a lot of what being grounded. Because even if you're doing a job for the money, there's a difference between doing a job good and a job bad. If you do a job, if you're just doing a job for the money, and you're doing a bad job, you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel fulfilled, which is what happens to a lot of people because it's just their 9 to 5.
Right, so they don't give a shit about it.
You don't give a shit about it.
And then, yeah, exactly. It ends up just kind of bleeding into your mental game, you know?
Yeah, and
how you
and
feel, how you eat, how you say yourself, you know?
And here's why it's one big circle. You know, it's you have to give a shit about what you're doing to be grounded. You have to give a shit about it. You have to care about it at least somewhat. At least somewhat you have to look at it and be like, this is helping me grow in this one way. And if you can't find that,
then you probably should get rid of it.
You should get rid of that fucking job, because you can find that.
You can find another job
in any job, almost in any job. If it's customer service, you like making people smile. It makes you easier to talk to people.
Yeah,
you know, there's so many jobs out there that you can take parts of and grow from to become a better individual, even if you just have to do them for the money, which is how you should look at jobs for. They're opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, one thing that I want to make sure that we say is, like, you're using grounded quite a bit, you know, and like as a general term of grounded. Yet, while it fits, what we are talking about and like what a lot of people will talk about is like grounding yourself or getting grounded in a moment of stress and panic, right? That's like how a lot of people talk about it now.
They're
like
thinking of the moment in panic.
That moment of panic, that's when a lot of people say, "Get back to be exactly," because you're at your most peak stress. How can you come right back down and control your ego to the point that you can only see the facts? Because in my opinion, for me personally, right, whenever I am stressed out to the max, I can hear all the shit. You know, I got no space in my head, right? There's this instant where it goes, this isn't Dylan. This is his emotions and his glorifications of himself. But this isn't me, how I handle it. And in that second, it's the realization that it's not me that's stressed out. It's my ego. And as soon as you realize that, or at least for myself, as soon as I realize it, I go, boom, and everything stops.
So now you're using the term ego, which
right.
I think it's important we bring to attention what the ego is.
Yeah.
So ego, at least as far as I'm aware in psychology, more or less, it's the idea of yourself behind your actions. Would you say it's sort of like that?
For me, my definition of ego is always just like the way that your personality interacts with decisions.
The way your personality, yeah, I would.
That your ego is the way that you react to decisions, in my opinion, because you either react to it super emotionally or very logically, right? Those are two pretty polarized things, and that's like how
very
we say
polarized, yeah.
how we say like people are emotional or logical, and I would say that that's like we could call that the spectrum right now, right? I'll just throw those two up there, just because that's like the two biggest in my family. So you say logical people, I would say that is their ego, because that is their personality, their logical traits. That's how their brain developed, and so that's their personality, right? That would be the way that they make decisions. That's your ego. That's the way I've always associated with it. I've never actually looked up the definition of the fucking ego.
Okay. Well, talking about that and talking about like stress happening and it's realizing for you it's your ego and it's the thing that's bringing you down and it's causing you to stress about, you realize that you're not your ego.
Mm-hmm.
You disassociate yourself from your ego.
Right.
And by disassociating yourself, you're able to ground yourself. But how do you disassociate yourself from your ego? I think at least this is my personality and this is my way to look at it. You gotta bring it back to the basics. You gotta breathe.
Straight the fuck up.
You gotta breathe. Like, listen, if you're freaking about something and you can't control your breathing, you are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You are lying to yourself. You can control your breathing. You do it your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You're emotional. I've had this happen to me too.
Like
it's
panic
lapses.
attacks.
Panic attacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta breathe.
Yeah.
You gotta relax. You gotta take one deep breath in and focus on the next breath in. Because I was an asthmatic. I think I've told you this before. So this for me has helped me a lot to deal with stress. Is knowing how to bring myself down from when I am panicking because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah. Dude, I bet. Fuck,
Panicking
dude.
when you can't breathe, being in that drowning situation.
That is the worst.
It's one of the worst feelings.
People's like actually worst fears is most of the time.
It's a torture method. Yeah. It's a torture method. It is absolutely a lot of people's worst fear. It's drowning if they have drowned.
Mm-hmm.
If they have drowned, that sense of helplessness, of there is nothing you can do, it stresses you out. But here's the thing about drowning: there is things you can do. there really
is though. Yeah, absolutely.
How much they'll matter, I'm not gonna get into. But you can control your breathing while you're drowning, so you have a little more air.
Mm-hmm.
How much that's gonna matter? It's not the issue. The thing is that no matter what is going on in your situation,
you have control.
Have the power to make it better for yourself.
Mm-hmm. You have the decision. You have the power to make decisions. That's one thing that I've been reading a fuck ton of. Awaken the Monster Within or something like that.
Awaken the Monster Within?
It's from fucking the guy from the dude Wolf of Wall Street made it, but wrote it. I can't remember his name. Fuck, I might grab the book out.
It is blanking me.
Yeah, I can't. Blanking on me. The first thing he talks about is that you have the power to make a decision. Each second you are making a decision. You and I made the decision to start this podcast. We are making the decision to continue, make episodes, make content. We make decisions every fucking second.
You make the decision to get up in the morning.
Exactly. Every single second, you are making a decision. And even if you don't make the decision, guess what? You're making a decision based on not making a decision.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that, right? So
a lack of a decision is a decision.
Exactly.
A lack of a decision is a decision.
Exactly. So he says that we have to look at ourselves and make the decision to raise our fucking standards for ourselves and level up our decision making because we have the power to fucking do that. Now, bringing it back to what we were talking about with the grounding and the panic attack and that type of situation, right? That's just what made me think of whenever you said you do have the choice to make your
things better.
Yes, you always have a fucking choice to make your situation better, no matter what it is, who it's with, for whatever reason. You can make it fucking better.
You can make it fucking better.
Nobody's gonna be able to tell you the direct way to make your situation better. There's not a fucking exact answer.
If you think about it, you need to take a second. You need to think about your situation, and you need to realize that some things may be illogical, but they might be better for you.
Exactly.
Some things might be very logical, very, very, very logical, but they're gonna destroy you inside.
Right. You have to be open to trying. You have to be open to the fucking changes, like we always have said, right? But you have to be willing to really fucking try to make the change happen, and consistently keep on trying different things, new tactics, different versions of yourself, and keep on hitting it.
Keep on keeping on.
Keeping on.
But talking about being in the situation and stressing out, this is how we got off in this circle, it's breathing. Breathing has a lot to do with it. You gotta not focus on your thoughts. You gotta focus on your breathing. Because if you can't control your breathing, you can't control your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
So talking about bringing it back to the basics, which is what I'm gonna call it.
Back to the basics.
You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. And then once you have your breathing, you can start thinking. And if you start thinking and it starts getting out of hand, you gotta go back to just breathing. You start thinking, you start stressing out, you're going to start breathing heavily. You're going to start being like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. That's when you got to stop thinking and start breathing again.
Exactly.
But, we talked earlier about irrational fears. And I think irrational fears is a very good way to explain what happens when somebody has a panic attack, when somebody feels ungrounded from their life or disassociated and has these problems. It's
right.
It's this feeling of helplessness, of not understanding what's going on. And that that's sort of what an irrational fear, like an irrational fear of heights, would be.
Right. You're just scared of the.
You're just scared of the heights because
Uh-huh.
there's a rational fear of heights. There's the I'm not gonna jump fear of heights because I'm gonna fucking die.
Right.
That's
Fucking,
tall.
of course.
I'm not gonna walk on the edge because that's tall and there's risk.
Right. There's
That's
danger.
a rational fear.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the fear of being next to heights, and then you start.
Right. Freaking the fuck out to where you can't stand and can't
stand. You
can't
get
function.
vertigo. You get vertigo.
Mhm.
You get lightheaded. I was afraid of heights. I got over my fear of heights because I realized I could breathe through it, and if I could breathe through it, I could live through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of what being grounded is. Shit isn't always gonna work out right. You know, shit isn't always gonna work out
Fuck
right.
no.
But you can live through it.
Mm-hmm.
You can if you can breathe through it, you can live through it.
Exactly. If you're still breathing, you're still fucking
If
living.
you're still breathing, you're still fucking living, and you got to do things while you're living to make things better for yourself, which is the whole circle of what we talk about.
Damn
But
right.
being fucking grounded is all about breathing,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
I think you're right. It's just with ways to be grounded, right? To bring yourself to grounding, right? Of course.
Look around.
Bring it fucking back to the basics. Start breathing. And as soon as you have control of your breathing, then you have to get control of your thoughts, just like you said.
What's a good
So
way to
what
get
do you
control
do?
of thoughts?
There is a very good rule, that number 5 rule. It's you do your 5 senses and you count down with it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's you use your eyes. What are the 5 things that you can immediately see right now? List them off. What are 4 things that you can, I think it's hear. And then what is it? 3 things that you can smell, or no, I think it's 4 things you can touch. 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and then 1 thing you can taste. I think that's how it goes.
That's basic, yeah.
And that's right down to the fucking basics. You got to ground your brain, get it right back to
think about what you want to think
get
about.
in your head and really just relax it. Stop stressing because
So rule of 5. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can smell or hear.
I think so.
Smell or hear. I mean, I feel like with this, it doesn't really matter what the order is.
Exactly, as long
It's
as
more
you're
about being in the
focusing.
moment and focus.
focusing and tracking down things that can allow yourself to get grounded. Another humongous tactic that we actually used, me and my wife personally, and it works. Fucking lemons. Hold lemons in your fucking fridge. If you are freaking out and you can't think, bite that bitch.
Wake up.
Wake up, bitch. Your brain is
Wake
going to
up.
get fucking thrown into some sort of it works. That citrus, that lime, that lemon, lime and lemon, just that crazy amount of juice with the rind taste. Just bite it all. Chunk it in your mouth, chew it up a little bit and spit it out. You're going to be good. Takes about 5 seconds. Straight the fuck up works magic. And that's just one thing that we saw on fucking Instagram probably like 2 years ago whenever we first got married.
All you got to do is fucking bite a lemon.
Bite a lemon. It's all about, no matter what you think it is, no matter what it is for you, it's all about getting focused. Grounding yourself is all about just getting focused. Getting right back to it. Disregard all emotions, and that's, for me, the ego. Disregard your ego. Drop it like a bag of sand. Because that's all it is. It's just a fucking 80-pound bag of sand on your back. Like, that's all it is. So just drop that weight off, relax, breathe, and figure out the answer, you know? Because there's always, like, the cause and the effect, right? The cause of your emotional stress is probably something in your life. So what is it going to do, just like you were saying, whenever you're drowning? What are you going to do if you don't do anything But if you did do something, you could have lived.
You could have lived.
You could have lived. So if you're really sitting there right now and you're hating your fucking life, you're not doing shit, what are you gonna fucking lose? You're not gonna lose a goddamn thing because you're just gonna end up right back in the same situation you were, fucking busting it out. Fucking working paycheck to paycheck, barely getting fucking rent paid, barely getting groceries in.
At least you tried.
At least you fucking tried. And then you have information for your next fucking try.
Next time you feel like there's some, because I think this is a big part about dreams, right?
Like
if
personal-
one dream fails, if one dream fails you, that's not the end of your fucking
Fuck
life.
no, dude. Just
You get
means that
more-
you fucked up the
You fucked up the dream. You gotta realize you fucked up the dream because there was something you didn't do right. You gotta learn from that.
exactly.
Sometimes it's not always your fault. It's not to say that it's your fault, but you should look at it of what could have done better. In this
what
dream.
could you have done
And
to
your
prevent
next
it?
dream, the next thing you want to do, the next passion that fills you. What should
Fuck
you do?
it, yeah, fucking push after it. But one thing I want to say is just because you failed at the current dream, right? So let's say you have that dream and you want to be a millionaire, okay?
But being a millionaire is such a bad dream, man.
Right.
It's such
But we're just throwing
superficial
that as
dream.
the star,
I'll
right?
give it to you.
We're just putting that up there as
Why
the
not
star.
pop star? Being a pop star.
So being a pop star, because that's actually, or like a business owner. Let's
Being
say
a
that
business
we're
owner.
gonna business owner, okay? Because it's so fucking casual to talk about that, right? It's so
Yeah, you're
easy.
just a
And that's
business
it is possible for everybody to become a fucking business owner, but we're gonna save that for another time. Okay, so we put that up as the golden star, right? That's your dream.
Just wanna
Doesn't
have your
even- you don't
business, own that shit.
Yeah, you don't even know what it is you want.
It's gotta be something.
It
though.
you just want to make your own fucking money. You want to be an entrepreneur, and that's it. So I respect the fuck out of that. Don't think that because you failed the first time though that current dream is still not achievable.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing that I wanted to say. Was just because you failed the first time. Yes, you failed getting there, but that dream of yours is not gone. It's not come into fruition yet because that's how it's not gone. It's not there, so how it hasn't existed yet for you. So how can it be gone?
Yeah.
Until it's taken away and you have it, and then you blunder it, then you can say that you blundered it and you fucked up and you chunked it. Now the next time you need to know not how to fucking chunk it, you know, and not just throw away your business or go into a massive amount of
But
debt.
sometimes,
or
like
whatever.
you said, there's a lot of dreams that they're still there.
Right.
They're still the dream.
Right.
And if you fail the first time, it's the second time you know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking to
third
you.
The third time you know what to fucking do.
Exactly. We are
Right?
talking to you
I'm
people
talking
right
to
now.
you, John. John, who
Whoever.
sells lemons.
That'd
Who
be
always
awesome.
wanted to sell lemons.
That would be fucking awesome. if
Listen,
somebody
man.
was
Your name is John. You always wanted to sell lemons. First time, you couldn't get enough lemons. Fuck. Next time, you got too
Make
many
sure.
lemons. Next time, you
Fuck.
got too many lemons. Third time, you got all the contacts from when you didn't have enough lemons. You have all the suppliers from when you had too many lemons.
Now
You bring
it's-
them together and you achieve the dream,
This
baby.
is it. Don't
You're a millionaire lemon seller.
just obviously it's fucking
Obviously, this is an exaggeration.
Yeah, but just fucking put in the work and don't be scared of failure, you guys. That's all it really boils down to,
I've
like
been,
we always say.
I told you I've been brewing my own kombucha.
Yeah.
So I've been brewing my own kombucha. I've failed. I've had bad batches.
Yeah, dude, I bet.
I've had bad batches.
That's how it works.
Gotta make the next batch.
Yeah, bro. If you want some fucking kombucha, that's how it gotta work. You
Yeah,
gotta make
it's just you figure out what went wrong. Too much heat, too little heat. You figure out, I need more tea. I need more of the actual fucking thing that grows in it.
right, just like
It's called,
different different
just
stuff.
different things.
You have to
realize
experiment your processes and keep on learning, just like the fucking scientific process.
that is the scientific process.
Literally.
And it's also the process of life. In a
The
lot
shit
of
that we
ways.
learned back in fucking like 4th grade, y'all. Come on. Y'all know it. I know you do.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and the scientific process. And when you have a hypothesis,
You gotta write it down.
you gotta write that shit.
You gotta
down.
write that shit down.
You gotta write that shit down.
Gotta track your fucking dependent, independent variables. We're making jokes of it, but it is very
Grounding
factual.
yourself, having a notebook.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah,
Having a
that's
notebook.
a huge thing.
You know, this is why we're talking. It's a circle. We come back to it, and we're talking about grounding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about writing. Having a notebook.
Seriously, it's
Having a
so
fucking
good
notebook.
to be able to look back on your previous forms of thinking. And whenever you write down stuff, especially if you're just writing in pen, write in fucking pen, because you're just, even if you make like a mistake, like writing, right? You can just scratch it out
Scratch
and
it
then
out.
keep on going. But like,
And as you write
can't-
more, you're gonna realize you're gonna start making less mistakes too.
yeah, absolutely. But with that, the writing, like, you can't take back what you said. You know what I'm saying? It's there. You wrote it. It's there, and you can come back and read it later. It's not like you can in pencil. You can take it and I didn't like what I just wrote there. Let me take.
So
that
another way
back.
of grounding yourself, writing in a notebook.
Absolutely.
Here you gotta hold yourself accountable. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest part about writing in a notebook is if you decide you're gonna write a journal,
you gotta do that shit.
You should set an amount of days. You should be like, I want to write a journal for
a month.
Just
once a day. Every
once
day.
a day for a month. You better be fucking writing in a notebook.
Set a timer.
You want to write once a week for a year?
Make the decision.
Make the decision. What day? Sunday? Sunday at 7?
Do it. Set
Sunday
the
at
timer.
7? You're writing that fucking notebook.
And don't tell me you don't got a fucking timer, because everybody has a fucking timer on
If you don't have a
phone
fucking
nowadays.
timer on your phone, you got a timer in your fucking oven. If you don't got a fucking oven, you got a timer in your fucking microwave.
If
You don't got a microwave, your car. You don't got a car, your watch. Fuck it, man. Buy
If you
a
don't
watch.
got a watch, man, okay, but if you don't have a car, if you don't have a microwave in a car, you got other things to be worried about.
No, but let's be honest. If you don't have a microwave or a car, you can buy a fucking $10 watch.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna need to
absolutely.
know the fucking time. Because you gotta
Yeah.
get to that job interview, guy.
Absolutely.
You gotta get to that job
Absolutely.
interview.
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, dude. That's actually you're right though. You should drop your phone plan, fucking get a watch, and just
Get
fucking
a fucking watch. It's
bust it.
important.
Yeah, dude.
It's important.
But grounding yourself,
Not using your phone.
not using your fucking phone.
Not using your
Stop
fucking
consuming negative ass content. I'm fucking over Instagram. It is the worst. I like Facebook because it's like local shit. You know, I actually have like a bunch of local shit and like
That's because
everybody.
That's your feed. That's
yeah,
'cause that's your
exactly.
feed.
And like family and all that, and like that's most of the business stuff. And, like,
How many
it's-
friends you have on Facebook?
I only have like fucking 30, but
I have
Like 600.
700, 600 friends. I know all of them. I don't talk to all of them.
yeah, exactly. I don't.
Facebook is just for me personally. I lived in Mexico. It's a good way for me to maintain contacts that otherwise it would be very difficult to maintain through email or text message.
Yeah.
But if you're on Facebook 24/7 and you got 2,000 friends,
Still not as good. It's not
still
good.
not as good as having
No.
as 50 friends who react to your post and actually talk to you.
Yeah.
What?
It's
different.
It
It's
is different. We're just when we're talking about social medias and stuff like that, it's hard because everybody's so integrated with it and they don't realize what it is. And like it is
We don't
tracking
realize
you.
what it is. We do
No,
not understand.
we don't
There's
even know
no
what it
studies.
is.
We can never talk about the effects of social media on people. We can just talk about, maybe
Personal
higher,
feeling.
Yeah, personal feelings. How higher the suicide rates have been in recent years. Maybe the fact that school shootings have it's a pretty like
fucking
social
direct
media
correlation.
near kind of
But-
thing. But the point is, there's no long-term studies about them.
Right.
But you should get away from them because
Because if you haven't seen it already, like you should know that it's
you don't want to be on social media.
yeah. And not if you don't know, let me just point it out for you. What it is, the problem with social media, right? You are not capable of seeing the best of the best all the time. It is impossible to feel that.
It's too much information.
It's way too much information.
It
It's giving
exaggerates
you
the ego.
it exaggerates our ego. It builds up this bullshit idea of how life is supposed to be. And it's not that way, guys.
And social media doctrine, by the way, guys, a lot of times they only show you the things that get you to react the most.
yeah.
So if you react to things that make you angry, there's a reason you see so
Exactly.
many angry things.
They
They want to feed you that.
Exactly. So speaking of being like with grounded and stuff, get the fuck off of social media.
Get the fuck off of
Simple
social
as
media.
that. That's the way I stand. I use Facebook for business and, like I said, people like in my family and stuff like that. Don't have an Instagram no more. We have One Crew Instagram and Twitter and Facebook page if you guys don't know, but it's just we don't really
It's
do
there
much
so
with
that
the
if you want
Twitter.
to reach out, you
yeah,
can.
exactly.
And so that
we'll
it
get an email
exists.
with it. Yeah, we'll get an email with it and you can hit us up, but we won't be posting much on Instagram or Twitter just because that's not gonna be where we stand. Through.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe a couple
maybe-
Instagram clips of
Right,
showing
if we
something.
do stuff, but I don't know.
That's
we'll
far in the
figure it
future.
out
That's far in
later.
the
Yeah, we'll
future.
figure that out later. Grounding yourself, get the fuck off of Instagram. Remember that rule of 5. Lemons, citrus stuff,
Cold showers.
cold showers, journaling, and just fucking remember to take care of yourself, breathe. Do some workouts.
So with
Eat
grounding
some
yourself,
food.
grounding with yourself, we're talking about a lot of different strategies, but I think it's important that we talk about the fundamental things behind those strategies. Biting a lemon, cold shower, you're putting yourself uncomfortable. You're waking yourself up, breathing, rule of 5, all this kind of things. It's you're relaxing.
Essentially a distraction.
Distracting yourself and focusing on things you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
That's journaling.
That's really what it is. When it comes down to it, that's the best definition of grounding. You are bringing yourself back to a situation where you feel like you have control.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is, people. Like, people want that. Everybody, no matter
Everybody
what,
wants control.
everybody wants control of their life. And that's exactly what you do when you ground yourself.
It's just what it is.
Perfect way to say it.
This is something far out there. This is some Far East shit. This is what they do. They do a sand garden.
Eastern.
Yeah, this is an Eastern idea. It's a sand garden. You can do this with any amount of sand or a drawing. And it's the fundamental behind this is you create something beautiful, and then you burn it, or you destroy it.
That's
You
what
let
those
it go.
little things with the rake.
That's what those little rake things that you see sometimes people have. A lot of people just use them for decoration.
Yeah.
But it's Zen, and it's all about creating something beautiful. A beautiful pattern that takes you 20, 30 minutes.
And then just ruining it.
And then you just ruin it. You just destroy it.
Yeah,
you just
fuck
let
yeah,
it go.
dude. Fuck yeah.
And it's important. These are all strategies. These are all fundamental ideas behind grounding yourself. And it's all about realizing you're human, in my opinion. You are who you are. You're not your personality. You're not what you think of yourself. You are just an animal.
Mm-hmm.
We are all just fucking animals. A lot of people don't realize we're just animals made out of atoms, molecules, cells.
Literally, we are dust.
Organs. We are dust born onto this, and into dust we shall return. But you gotta love the moment you're alive. And the moment you're alive is your whole fucking life.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And grounding yourself is realizing that, you look outside that window and you see that fucking building. That's a beautiful building. That's a beautiful fucking building.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Every building is beautiful. Every building, you gotta think about it for a second.
You know
You
why?
gotta be like, that's
Because
cool.
it took fucking centuries to get to where we fucking were. And think about
fucking
how
centuries.
many other people and how many people it just took to build that fucking building alone.
You
And
got-
how many centuries of innovation
Gr-
and failures that have came from this one fucking thing.
This is one of my favorite things to ground myself, and you can only really do it when you're in a man-made structure or in a town or a city. You can't really do this out in nature, which if you got to ground yourself out in nature, be in nature. If you're in a city and you got to ground yourself, look at the fucking ground where you're standing on and just think for a moment. Just think for a moment what is underneath that ground. All that's happened on that ground, all the people who have walked across the ground, the people who had to fucking pave that ground, when fucking horses used to stroll around that ground, Living in America, there used to be Indians who used to be on that ground before they even had horses.
Yeah.
Before then, we don't know all the animals, all the fucking
dinos,
nature,
fucking what was there.
and how it has become to this moment the ground you are standing on. It's not always going to be the ground you are standing on, but in this moment, it's the ground you are standing on, and you got to keep on walking.
Fuck yeah.
I like talking about grounding yourself. I think it's a very good topic, and I think there's a lot of people, who to ground themselves, you gotta just relax.
There
look
is
around.
a lot to it, I would say, just because everybody's different.
Everybody's
and there's
different.
so many different ways.
Situations are different
Yeah.
too. If you're
Yeah,
in a situation,
situations. That is a big fucking thing. If you don't have access to fucking lemons, if you don't have access to,
if you don't have access to lemons, you can bite ice.
you can bite ice. Yeah,
'Cause
just distracting yourself.
It's
right,
just
that's the
distracting
thing.
yourself, and for lemons, it's making yourself uncomfortable.
Exactly. You need to just. That's what I like about grounding is that it really is that blanket statement that it is just distracting yourself. Like, calm down and realize that that is what you need. You just need to be distracted for a moment to then control your thoughts and to be able to rationally do something.
So I agree with that for the most part, but I also think grounding is realizing, you know, you're grounding yourself. You're coming back onto earth. You're coming back onto your body. It's, you know, I'm a big philosophy guy with Buddhism. So for me, grounding yourself is sort of realizing who you are in the cosmic scale. And the reason why distractions are good for that is because it helps you, you know, you're nothing special really.
Fuck no.
You're nothing, and I don't mean this with any sort of like, I could consider myself very special.
Right.
But
But you're
I'm
not.
not.
You're just a plain old bag
I'm
of
just
dust.
a plain old bag of dust. You're
That's
a
all.
plain old bag of dust too. We're
Yeah.
not stars,
Yeah,
man.
no, dude.
We are not fucking stars.
No.
We are not fucking stars. We're just
It's
just
beautiful
bones.
that we were born the way we were, and we have been a part of this glorious fucking race of humans that, like, you know, granted how fucking horrible we are, that is a insane
It's
creation.
an insane idea.
But we are literally normal as fuck. Everybody is the same. We all come from the same place. We all come from the same stuff. It's all the same. It's just
So when I'm talking about, you know, distracting yourself to bring you back down into the cosmic scale, if really we are all the same, you're just a human, you know,
Right.
that's what grounds me. That is the fundamental thing.
that
which-
idea.
That idea is what grounds me. The idea of,
It's
you know,
okay.
it's okay. I'm only human.
It's okay. You're only a fucking homunculi with fucking arms and
homunculi.
legs that can contextualize things.
No, there and a lot of things that happen when people ground themselves is that they look back at their past and they freak out about it. You know,
Right.
something personal from me. You know, just in case you're thinking about that, I used to drink a Coke a day.
Man, I know that.
I
know
drink
it, though,
a gallon of water a day now. I try to be healthy because I think it's important now.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine a health freak who used to drink a Coke a fucking day. Like, imagine how much that's gotta haunt me. You know, that is, you know how much a Coke is? It's 12 donuts of sugar in one Coke. And I used to drink at least once a day. One time a teacher told me you shouldn't be drinking that one time a day. And I said, what's the worst that could happen?
I'll drink it 4 times.
I'll drink it 4 times a day. I'll get another one. I did say that, I think. And it wasn't good, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of more terrible things that people might have done that you're like, oh no, I'm losing sleep over it.
But the idea is just don't fucking.
You shouldn't, because there's things you can do to make it better.
You're just a human. You
You're
can't
just
dog
a
yourself for your past, because guess what, man? Everybody's got a shitty past. Everybody's got shit they've done that they don't like. Everybody's got learning fucking. Everybody's got scars, man.
You know, guys, all who listen to the One Crew, you know, these are all people who try. You know, you want to try, you want to change, you want to learn, you want to grow. That's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to learn, we're trying to grow. This is what this podcast is. You know, we're only humans. We have our imperfections, we have our lapse of judgments,
Damn straight.
and we have things we don't know yet.
Man,
But we're learning.
I'm a year into marriage. You think I'm not fucking learning everything about fucking anything right now, man? I'm fucking
Women
right
are
in
crazy.
the shit of it.
Women are crazy. My grandfather told me
absolutely. Women are crazy.
Men
but
are crazy too.
Yeah, it's it's an equal distribution of crazy. You know, it's not anybody's crazier. It's everybody's crazy, and it's just living with another person, man. It's got its fucking problems,
living with
dude.
another person, that's a whole other individual.
It is a whole nother individual, and it takes some time getting used to it. But man, oh man, if you really do care about it, you put in the work, and you will get your fucking fruits, baby. That is that. That is that. Just like anything, you put in your fucking work. You let the tree grow. You give it the time. You give it water, sun, everything. You will get your goddamn fruit. Just takes
talking
fucking
about grounding yourself, talking about getting your fruit. Eating fruit is one of my favorite
Fuck
things
yeah.
to ground yourself. A fruit, just a banana,
so sweet,
an
so good.
orange or an apple. Just enjoying a fruit, not eating a fruit.
enjoying it,
food.
savoring
Enjoying
it,
food, savoring food.
taking time
you
to
know,
eat
taking
it.
time, savoring the moment. I think that's another good grounding yourself sort of fundamental, which the technique is, you know, you eat a fruit and you take your time. You eat a meal, you take your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You don't have to scarf it. It's not. You're not gonna die.
there was this story I read on Reddit about a guy who wanted to kill himself. And before he killed himself, he took out $5,000 from a bank, went to Tijuana, Mexico, did coke and got prostitutes. And afterwards, he realized he didn't want to kill himself, because if $5,000 can get you that much like happiness for a couple moments, like you can't figure it out later too.
What? What the fuck?
You know, it's a fucked up situation, but what I'm trying to say behind that is, you know, you'll figure something out that works for you.
Yeah. There is something for everybody.
There is something
There
for
is
everybody.
something for fucking everybody. That is damn fucking
And you know,
true.
if none of these techniques work for you, if breathing doesn't work, if ice doesn't work, if taking a moment doesn't work,
journaling, all
you know,
of it.
if none of this works for you, if none of this fucking works for you, and you're like, holy shit, who the fuck am I? Life isn't worth living. You don't feel grounded. You feel it doesn't matter. Take out a fucking loan. Go to Tijuana, Mexico, if you're in the United States. If you're in Europe, I guess go to Amsterdam.
Do a fuck ton of drugs.
Do a fuck ton of drugs.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
honestly,
it. If you're trying to kill yourself, do a fuck ton of drugs, man. I don't give a fuck. Not
like-
bad drugs. Not bad drugs. Just you know
Yeah.
the light drugs. You know, you drink.
I'm not
you
gonna
know.
tell you to do whatever. You know, we'll tell you can do whatever you want.
You can do
but
whatever you want, but what I would recommend, you know, is maybe the worst thing you could do would be cocaine.
Go do some coke and shroom out, and you'll be all right.
Shroom out, peyote. Peyote. Do
go do some
peyote.
DMT or fucking ketamine.
But you
or
know,
some crazy shit.
just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself and figure out, you know, do whatever craziest fucking shit you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So you know, this is grounding yourself, and sometimes, you know, it will take a drastic measure like that.
Yeah.
I talked earlier about my artificial drowning sort of thing that I do with water and put my face on it.
Mm-hmm.
That is for grounding. That is 100%. That is for me to appreciate life for what it is, and it's good for me because I like calming down and I like being in that water and not being able to breathe and seeing how long I can actually.
Yeah, you're a psychopath with that.
You think I'm a psychopath?
A little
with that?
bit. I mean, forcing
That
yourself to
is.
drown.
Well, I'm not forcing myself.
Right. But
I'm
just
holding
forcing
myself
yourself into
until
that
I have to
situation.
breathe
Right.
underwater, and then I come up.
Right.
Take
I
that
know.
good
I
gas
remember
breath.
that. Yeah.
But it feels amazing when you take that breath, man. That breath
Yeah,
is
I
that breath
understand.
is fucking dopamine straight into the brain.
Oh. Whatever you can do to ground yourself
Whatever you can do to ground
is
yourself.
going to be helpful. And do not be afraid to try a million different variations and situations, and just
Something's gonna work, man.
something is going to fucking work. There is a niche for everybody, and you can't be afraid to fucking find it.
Yeah, I mean it's
scary, but
it's
you're
scary.
gonna find it.
You're gonna find it. You might this is honestly, by the third one you probably already found it. By
Yeah.
the third thing you try, if
You're
you're
gonna
really
start
trying,
figuring
you're
out
gonna-
a lot of
you-
things.
Each thing is gonna start making you feel at least a little bit better subconsciously, even
You're
if
gonna
you don't
realize
realize
a lot
it.
of things about yourself.
But by the third, fourth thing, it's gonna start clicking.
Mm-hmm. Because not only are you trying new things, you're learning what does what better for you, and with that, you're learning what does what that second what you're gonna learn what those are. You know what I'm saying? Those actual moments of your brain freaking out and what the thing that you do does to help it calm down, right? You're going to notice what those are. And that is going to be a huge fucking thing for you.
Yeah, you know, talking about how the third, and this is gonna be a huge fucking thing for you. I think the most important thing for grounding yourself sometimes is time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it just takes time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes because
We're
I'm
talking
thinking about
third,
it.
but it could be
There is-
30th.
You know, I mean, recently there's been very stressful moments for me where I felt like I couldn't breathe for a 2nd,
Mhm.
and I try to be a very grounded individual, and I try not to deal with that, and I try not to have to deal with that, not deal with it, because you got to deal with that. But you know, sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes you might be freaking out for 10 minutes. Sometimes you might be freaking out for 30 minutes.
Sometimes it's longer than that.
Sometimes it's longer than that. Don't hate on yourself.
Everything.
Just keep on trying to breathe, and
everything,
eventually you're going to start breathing. Because,
you
there's
will
some
come
people who
back.
are listening to this and who probably might think, first time didn't work, and they only tried it for 20 seconds.
Right. But you got to
Take
realize,
your time.
in the moment, actually,
In the
take
moment,
your
take your time.
Do multiple things. Try several different times.
And, something like, what is really 10 seconds of just silence?
I think we did that.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. But the whole point is, 10 seconds is a lot.
10 seconds is a lot of time.
It can feel like a lot, especially when it's in a void.
Exactly.
Especially when it's a void. So if you feel ungrounded, go to the bathroom. Don't get on your phone in the bathroom.
No.
Don't get on your phone in the bathroom. Leave your bathroom at work. Go to the bathroom while you're at work. Look in the mirror and breathe. 10 seconds. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It's going to feel long, and it's going to be good for you.
It is.
Talking about that, I think pretty good with grounding yourself. I think that's a pretty good conversation so far.
Fuck yeah, with this? Yeah, you're going to call it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's a good
pretty good
45-minute
to
mark.
fucking call
Fuck
it.
yeah. Well, guys, just breathe. Back to the basics. Ground yourself and don't be scared to try new things, like we always say.
Can't be scared to try new things. Can't be scared to give it some time, and you got to breathe sometimes.
If you guys want to ask us any more questions, have any other thoughts that you'd like to pick our brains, or if you want us to talk about something, fucking shoot us an email, Facebook or Instagram, Twitter.
It's all up there,
If
you feel like you don't want to, you don't have to, but we'll answer.
We'd
We'll
love
give
to
you-
hear back. Or we'd love to hear.
If you have an actual fucking problem, we'll love to fucking help.
Yeah, as best
Every
as we can, for
every
sure.
problem for you is gonna be a problem for us later in the future. It's all one crew. It is
Damn
what it
straight.
is.
All right, everybody. Take fucking care.
Take fucking care.
Peace.